that there was a violation of human rights by Mr. Chirumira against Ms. Stella Nandaula, Ms. Vivian Mutanda, Ms. Letitia Nabulime, and others from the testimonies given by Honorable Chibalya, Ms. Rona Babwetera, Ms. Namtevi, Esther Ndaula, and corroborated by Ms. Vivian Mutanda, one of the victims of the violations. Madam Speaker, we were not able to interact with Mr. Brian Chirumira because all the time that we invited him, he was hospitalized. And the last time we invited him, we actually sent there our commandant to hospital to verify whether he was indispensed to appear before the committee, and he found him in Nakasero Hospital on oxygen and in a very bad health condition. So we concluded the report without interacting with Mr. Brian Chirumira. Also, Right Honourable Speaker and members, we note that as we started the investigation and the issue, the main complainant was Ms. Stella Nandaula, we carried out the investigation without interacting with her because out of the threats that were used against her, we suspect she went back to the Brian White's home, and since then, nobody has interacted with her. Much as it is true, from all the interactions, members, if you have gone through the report, there is evidence to show that actually she was sexually abused, including all other women. The committee further concludes that Ms. Letitia Nabulime, having been below 18 years, was defiled by Mr. Chirumira Brian. Mr. Chirumira used and manipulated security agencies and operatives to ensure that his victims were kept in confinement. Madam Speaker and members, if you go through the ordeal that the lawyer from Uganet shared with us, they were blocked several times by the security that was at Brian Chirumira's place, and it took them a whole day for her to secure Stella Nandaula out of the home of Chirumira. But even then, when she secured Stella Nandaula, they remained with a car that was following them, and they had to really maneuver through the city to a hiding place until they would reach the nearby police station for them to feel secure. And all that they were working in line with Mr. Hassan Kasinje. So, really, Mr. Chirumira manipulated the security agencies. He was guarded like a VIP. Mr. Chirumira threatened and blackmailed the victims, their families, and anyone who attempted to give them assistance. Madam Speaker and members, one can wonder why these girls kept on staying with Chirumira for such a long time, even when they were sexually abused. But the interaction with those girls shows how Brian continuously threatened them and told them that he was an agent of the state. And the high security that was there, they would be escorted to supermarket, to the saloon, wherever they would go. So, and they didn't have any way of communication because they didn't have phones to use for communication. The information to go out, they only used his phone and communicated in a way that he didn't understand. That is how they were able to let out the information. Mr. Chirumira denied his victims the right to communicate with their families. He grossly sexually abused his victims to the extent that they had to carry out frequent abortions. Mr. Chirumira facilitated the abortions that were carried out by the girls, as he would pay the required amount and provide transport and police escorts to them. He did not tolerate any pregnancies. The committee notes that this contravenes Section 141 of the Penal Code Act. The victims lived in fear and desisted from contacting police, given that Mr. Chirumira appeared to have influence over the actions of the security agencies. The committee is grateful to Uganet and applauds MS Rona Babwetera for her brevity and persistence to rescue Miss Nandawula from her tormentors. The committee commended NBS Television for bringing up issues that negatively affect the community and encouraged media houses to identify more issues that affect society. Despite the effort made to rescue Ms. Nandawula, the committee noted with concern that under threats from the accused, Ms. Nandawula returned to Mr. Chirumira's home. The committee observed that the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development did not make adequate effort to trace Stella Nandawula after she returned to Mr. Chirumira's home. The Kabalagala police did not act professionally while handling the matter. They appeared to be compromised when they failed to prevail over Mr. Chirumira, a suspect, when he was summoned and responded candidly that he was not available. Mr. Chirumira was a friend, in the common language, a bade of the Kabalagala police. That is what the witnesses said, and they followed his instructions. He was like he had taken over the police and he gave them all the instructions, and whatever he said is what they did. The young girls were confined in Brian White's house for over a year, and this wasn't picked up by police and all the relevant agencies. This pointed to a new wave of sexual molestation of girls under the guise of employment. No person in this country we note, Madam Speaker, should, under the guise of being protected, commit heinous offenses like unlawfully confining people against their will. Worse still in this case, this happened when the alleged perpetrator was guarded by uniformed security, Madam Speaker and members. The witness tried to report their cases several times to police, but they made no headway because the police was very friendly to Brian White, and at one time they attempted to report they were accused of theft. The committee commended the IGP, Hassan Kasinje, given that he expeditiously took up the matter after it was reported. It was observed that the people who seem to be close to these women are the ones who inflict violence on them. Recommendations. Police should issue restraining orders to prevent Mr. Chirumira Brian from contacting the girls and their families whose rights were allegedly violated by him, namely Ms. Stella Nandawula, Ms. Vivian Mutanda, Ms. Letitia Nabulime, and Ms. Moon Tekisha. Mr. Brian Chirumira should be charged with defilement of Ms. Letitia Nabulime, a 17-year-old at the time he raped her and got her pregnant. This is in accordance with Section 129 of the Penal Code Act. Mr. Brian Chirumira should be charged with trafficking in persons in accordance with Section 2 of the Trafficking in Persons Act of 2009. Mr. Brian Chirumira should immediately be arrested and charged for all the sexual offenses committed as outlined in this report, given that justice delayed is justice denied. The government, through its security agencies, should trace and produce Ms. Stella Nandawula. The Uganda police should expeditiously investigate the allegations of sexual abuse as outlined above, and the culprits should be prosecuted. The Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development should provide counseling services, psychosocial support for the girls whose rights were grossly violated by Mr. Chirumira. And lastly, the Inspector General of Police should take disciplinary action about the OCCID and the OC Kabalagala police at the time, the police station, for their display of lack of impartiality and the lax way of handling this case. In conclusion, Madam Speaker and members, The committee observes that while the above case was aired in the media, thus drawing the attention of the public, it was an eye-opener about the untold human rights violations that happened behind closed doors in our society. The committee notes that those violating the victims have power, and they use this power to try and influence the investigation process. The committee calls upon victims of such violations to seek the assistance of human rights agencies in order to bring their tormentors to book in accordance with the law. And the government of Uganda must ensure that all human rights are respected, protected, and fulfilled. It's government's cardinal responsibility to intervene and prosecute those liable for violations. And government should therefore hold everyone and itself accountable. Madam Speaker and members, I beg to submit and I beg to lay on table a copy of the report and the copies of the minutes for the meetings that we held during the inquiry, and a copy of the letter of revocation of the NGO permit and cancellation of the NGO certificate of registration of Brian White Foundation. Madam Speaker, I beg to submit.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair and members of the Committee of Human Rights for your report.